Winds will finally back off as we head through the rest of your evening and into the night as well. We also fall back into the 20s and 30s, closer to average for this time of year, but still a little bit above that mark overall. Then that'll get us ready for a pretty nice day on Wednesday, arguably the pick day of the week because we have the above average temperatures, but we don't have the wind. That does come back, though, as we head toward Thursday. The warmer temperatures, though, they're going to be on the way out, too. Details on your 7-day forecast are on the way, but until then, First at 4 starts right now.
Live from Kiloland Media Group. Kiloland News, First at 4.
Authorities in Pennington County are investigating after a late-night shooting left one woman dead and a man hospitalized.
Plus, youth and violent crimes, how a Minneapolis church is trying to bring change in a growing trend.
And working to keep Kettleland warm. A look at this year's drive and how you can help. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Kelly Volk. Developing in western Kettleland, the Pennington County Sheriff's Office is investigating a homicide.
Authorities responded to reports of gunshots around 11:30 last night in Rapid Valley. When deputies arrived, they found a man and a woman in the yard with gunshot wounds. Both were taken to the hospital where the woman later died. The man remains in critical condition. The sheriff's office says that the parties involved have been identified and there is no danger to the public.
A 44-year-old Rapid City man is behind bars in connection with a woman's death. Pedro Cimental was arrested yesterday on one count of manslaughter. On November 9th, police were called to the emergency room for a woman who was unconscious with bruising to her face and head. She later died. An autopsy showed she had suffered significant blunt force trauma to the head. Police did a follow-up interview at the woman's home. That's when Cimental was arrested.
A Rapid City man charged in a deadly hit and run that killed a 14-year-old girl in October of last year plans to enter a guilty plea, but not for the crash. The Pennington County State's Attorney's Office says that an agreement has been reached between the state and Jordan Hare. Per the agreement, Hare will plead guilty to obstructing a public officer, which is a misdemeanor. The felony charge of hit and run with injury will be dropped. He was set to stand trial this week. Now, the change of plea hearing has been scheduled for next month. In a news release, the state's attorney's office says that the state believes that the evidence in its totality shows Hare is guilty of obstructing a public officer. The office says that their hearts go out to the family and friends of the victim.
Let's get a check of the weather now. Our wind came back today.
It was a little gusty out there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, it goes away, only to come back and then go away again. We'll see if it stays away for a little while. But if you take the wind out of the equation, it was another very nice day to get outside. It just has been pretty blustery. Case in point, here's Great Bear, 64 with a southwest wind backing off to 9 miles per hour. But also worth noting, notice the snow machines down there by the chairlift. They're starting to get ready to maybe get their ducks in a row as we get closer and closer to December. Not to mention, we do have chillier temperatures in the forecast. Not sooner, but later. We'll get to that in a little bit. But for now, we'll just enjoy what we have. And that is a beautiful day, even up in Aberdeen. Plenty of sunshine around, 60 for Brown County. Notice the wind direction. That has turned to the north at 9 miles per hour. We did have a cold front move through. No moisture, but really it was a case of blink and you'll miss it. You have to look at the wind direction for where that boundary is at the surface. Yanked into Sioux Falls, points south and east. You notice that southwesterly flow. But where we have our winds coming out of the northwest, so let's go up toward Chamberlain, Pier, and Mobridge. Those cooler temperatures are going to try and build in, but it's going to be a gradual process before we actually get there. Until then, we're just going to stay rather warm and feel like the beginning of October rather than the middle of November. Winds are starting to back off a little bit, at least in many locations. The exception is in northwestern Iowa and southwestern Minnesota, the latter of which has a wind advisory in place until 5 p.m. today. Over toward the Buffalo Ridge into Marshall and Worthington, we could still see gusts approaching and exceeding the 50-mile-per-hour mark. So just keep that in mind as you go about the start of your evening. Beyond that, really there hasn't been much of anything else going on. It's been a very nice day to enjoy. It's been dry again, but we're going to try and change that as we head into the start of next week. Lows tonight falling into the 30s with a couple of 20s out there for good measure. Then tomorrow we have another warm day, though not as warm as today to the southeast. We'll go low to mid 60s with a good amount of sunshine. Up to the northeast, upper 50s and low to mid 60s. Again, mostly sunny skies. And to the west, we'll see warmer temperatures out that way, near 70 in a few locations like Phillip. Even out toward Winter, Valentine, you're in the 70s, upper 70s from Hot Springs up to Spearfish as well. But also notice the southerly breeze. I mentioned we have cooler temperatures, and we do have some rain to talk about. All those details coming up as we head through the hour.
Thanks, Adam. A North Dakota judge has ruled that he won't immediately block the state's ban on gender-affirming health care for minors. The district judge denied a temporary restraining order the plaintiffs had requested. They've also asked for a preliminary injunction that would temporarily block enforcement of the law as their case proceeds. A hearing is set for January for that request. You can find reaction to the ruling and the reasons given by the judge in the full story on KELOLAND.com.
The sentencing hearing began today for one of two Fairfield, Iowa teens who pleaded guilty to murdering their Spanish teacher. Jeremy Goodell pled guilty last spring to first-degree murder. He and fellow student Willard Miller admitted to killing their 66-year-old teacher in November of 2021. In July, Miller was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 35 years. In Goodell's plea agreement, prosecutors recommended a sentence of between 25 years and life with the possibility of parole. The sentencing hearing is scheduled to take place in 2 days. The Minneapolis area is seeing an alarming number of younger gun violence victims. Over the last few weeks, 5 people between 16 and 21 were killed in North Minneapolis and Brooklyn Park. As Reg Chapman reports, a local church is hoping music will offer young people a path away from the violence.
For Leon Gresham, inviting people to attend a gospel concert at Shiloh Temple is personal.
It's my community. It's Minnesota. This is where I was born and raised at, a place I love and enjoy.
Gresham, owner of Lean, Minnesota, the first black-owned water company in Minnesota, is working to stop the loss of young lives.
So if I can have an event that can maybe change their minds, change their outlook on just life in itself, then hey, why not have an event?
He has tapped into young performers, known for shows and venues outside of the church, but have strong ties to the church to attract young people.
I hope it stops violence. I hope it brings people into the fold.
Musician and artist Abraham Westland hopes his supporters come out and hear music that encourages and promotes change.
You are valid. You are more than what the world or the outside people are telling you are. So I just think that's really important that we keep driving that.
Jordan Adden hopes to bridge the gap and get listeners of mainstream music to give gospel music a try.
I love God, but I also love singing R&B, pop music, and neo-soul music. So I feel like you could be able to do both. And I feel as if me headlining this event, like it could show that you can do both. And you don't have to just be put into one category.
Bishop Richard Howell has watched violence ebb and flow in his community.
And come on, people, this is not the way to live. Our community is not designed for us to be violent against each other.
He believes Shiloh Temple programs that provide drug, mental health counseling, and employment opportunities can lead young people to positive change.
It's about community with community to be a part of a concert that we think is going to inspire hope.
And don't give up on yourself. Come and get a bite to eat. Come in and get the word. Come in and just be around positive spirits and positive vibes.
Reg Chapman, WCCO News.
Still to come, tens of thousands of demonstrators gather on the National Mall in a show of support for Israel.